When they turn on the lights in Seattle, there's a good chance that the power is coming from our little town in northeastern Washington. And you could just see this dam rising up out of the rock, and it was really neat and it was real interesting. I was very fortunate that I was here from day one when they started building it. And the river, as you see it now, was a lot wilder at that time.
You know, I feel a certain sense of honor being responsible for what I want to consider the flagship of Seattle's generation. The individuals that were involved with the designing of this have been people I've admired most of my life. The strength of the dam, because of its eggshell characteristic, is pushing out into the strength of the abutments on both sides. It's a narrow canyon, small reservoir, more of just a run-of-the-river type reservoir instead of a reservoir of any storage. We have real fine rock here. This type design of dam is a very economic design to be placed in an area of optimum geology.
The Pend Oreille River starts in Idaho, flows into Washington, heads north toward Canada, past Newport, Cusick, Tiger, Ione, Medellin, and Medellin Falls.
We could shoot a rifle into Canada, and if we got up on top of the mountain, we could probably roll a rock into Idaho. And this was the last place settled. This is the frontier of the lower 48 states.
From the very first, the river was the highway from the north to the south of the county, and then from the south of the county it connected with the railroads. Most of the settlement was built along the riverbanks, and a lot of the old homesteaders, they were dependent on the big old steamers, the riverboats. They all were fueled by firewood. Homesteaders and even the loggers, they would cut this cordwood and sell it to the riverboats. Some of the first stores there faced the river. They fronted on the river because there was no highway there.
The local political figures managed to build their own steamships here. The first one was brought into I believe on the Great Northern Railroad. It was cut into two pieces and assembled, and that sank down by Albany Falls. So we ended up having a total of 18 steamboats.
There was competition on the river, and the two main people that were competitors was George Jones and Joe Cusick. And Joe Cusick, he's the one that got into the business, and he hung up one of his boats on a sandbar there one time and couldn't get it out, and so he sold it to George Jones, thinking that he would have to dismantle it and use it for salvage. And Jones ended up getting it off the bar fairly easily, and then went into competition with Cusick. They both advertised the fastest boat on the river. It was a friendly competition that they had. Well, the most treacherous place on the river was at the bottom.
wanted you on our team, but that's probably not fair.
No, it's not fair if you two work together.
What's the current SPD budget? 170,000, 170 million? $150 million. 150? Okay.
Give or take.
No, just to give me something to compare to. Oh, the quotes. Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped the instruction.
To adopted budget for each department and for the groups. Everybody got a copy of the table? Okay. The second column with numbers. So, for example, the adopted 2002 general fund budget for the Parks and Recreation Department was $35,244,000. This is general fund only. The total budget for Parks was around $105 million. This is the general fund contribution to Parks. And the total general fund for the Arts, Culture, and Recreation group was $80,879,000. The second column, the column with percentages in it there, shows the percentage that each department's adopted budget was of the total general fund. So Parks, the $35 million in Parks was 5.5% of the total general fund, and the $80,879,000 for Arts, Culture, and Recreation was altogether 12.6% of the 2002 general fund. Any questions about how to read this? Okay, so if you look at the third column, you'll see the adopted 1993 general fund budget for each department. The fourth column, so for example, the Parks and Recreation adopted general fund budget in 1993 was $20,568,000. The next column converts this to current dollars by inflating by a factor of, it turns out, 134%. That's by CPI. So in 2002 dollars, the 1993 general fund budget for Parks was equivalent to $27 million. Okay, questions? And the next column shows the percentage that each department's budget was in 1993 of the adopted general fund budget in that year. There's one note here, one qualification to the percentage of general fund, which is in 1983 and 1993, there was in each year a salary reserve, a fairly large amount of money. I didn't include that in this percentaging. I can take a couple of minutes and explain why, or you can just trust me that this was a good thing to do and we can go on. All right, good. The next three columns show the equivalent set of figures for 1983. The then dollar budget of general fund budget for each department, that amount expressed in 2002 dollars inflated, and then the percentage that it was of the total general fund. So if you look at page 2, you can see that the 1983 adopted budget for the police department was $49 million. How much has the total general fund for Health and Human Services and Neighborhoods and Development combined increased since 1983 in real terms? In 1983, in current dollars, the total Health and Human Services budget was $8 million, and the total Neighborhoods and Development budget was $6 million, for a combined total of $14 million. In 2002, that's in current dollars. In 2002, the combined total is $40 million plus $32.5 million, or close to $73 million, which is more than 5 times larger, or an increase of 414%. Most of the increase, you'll note, occurred between 1983 and 1993. In 1983, these two combined were 4% of the budget. In 1993, they were almost 9%, and now they are a little more than 11%. Okay, number 4, how has the general fund budget for transportation changed? In 1983, the general fund budget for engineering, which went almost entirely to transportation, was 6% of the total. In 1993, it was 2.5%. Now it is back up to 6%. Here's another quotation from Norm Rice's 1992 budget address. I think everyone in this city knows what my priorities are: education, children, public safety, environmental stewardship, and investing in the future. What's not on that list? Okay. Question number 5. How much of the general fund goes to administration? In 1983, it was 16%. Now it's 13%. Most of the decrease occurred between 1983 and 1993.
What was that?
1983, I believe it was 16%.
Huh.
Correct? Administration?
Yeah, we did.
Now it is 13% of the
Oh.
total.
Interesting.
So most of that decrease occurred in the first 10 years of this 20-year slice. Yeah, this part of the table also shows, as does the section for neighborhoods and development, the number of reorganizations that have occurred in each of these areas. Again, and I rather